Some millionaires disappear not because they failed, but because they won a different game. They weren't trying to play the game that you and I are necessarily used to. See, some people, they spend their whole lives chasing millions. I'm guilty of that for sure. But others, in the meantime, they're quietly walking away from them. The difference is that they realized what money could not buy.
That's my uncle's boat, but we're not on good terms right now. No. We could have stopped there and had some drinks, but...
Now, I think you might realize this yourself, but today we celebrate probably what's known as flex culture, right? But the richest lessons often come from those who walked away at the top. Because you're just wondering why. Like, if they've got that successful, why would they walk away? But in a world where we're obsessed with flexing wealth, there is a small group of millionaires who do the unthinkable quite literally. They gave it all up, not because they failed, which is what society might have you believe, but because they won a different game. If you want to go deeper with this, I built out the full version of these tools inside my Wealth Builders Toolkit. It's normally $197, but it's free right now while we prepare for the launch of our live program. You'll find the Smart Money Tracker and a 90-day roadmap waiting inside. Just click the link in the description and grab it while it's still free. If you take, for instance, Chuck Feeney, for those that know him, so he's the billionaire founder of a company called Duty Free Shoppers. He's actually secretly given away $8 billion. That's like nearly his entire fortune. While at the same time, he's living in a very modest apartment. Another person that may not be making the front news is Yvon Chouinard. Now, he's the founder of Patagonia. Literally gave his company to a trust designed to fight climate change. So you do you, but this is a huge change. If you think of another person, like an anonymous tech executive, he walked away with $50 million payout to start a charity because he realized at the end of the day, his bank balance wasn't really curing his emptiness. I think we all feel empty, no matter what level of wealth we're on. But these stories, they're never going to trend because they don't really fit the algorithm's version of success. They're not viral. They're just quiet. So these people, they realized that more wasn't necessarily better. It was just louder. What all these people discovered is something most of us miss. I'm certainly guilty of this, but at a certain point, more money stops improving your life. It just starts distracting you from it. That's how I felt. You think you want luxury, but what you actually want and what you really want, what we all want, is really peace.
We're just having fun. We don't care who sees. So when we go out, that's how it's supposed to be. Living young and wild and free. And I don't even care.
You chase it, but then you realize that it cost you the very things that mattered. Time, relationships, meaning, for instance. But true wealth, it isn't about adding or accumulation. It's about alignment, right? It's like when your time, your money, your purpose, when they're all pointing in the same direction, that's freedom. And at some point, money stops buying happiness. And instead, if you think about it, like it starts to rent, like temporarily, something much, much worse. It starts renting anxiety. So true wealth is subtraction. It's not addition, it's subtraction. Kind of think of like minimalism, removing and cutting out things that drain your peace. And we each have to find exactly what that means. Every success story you've seen started with the same first step: downloading the Wealth Builders Toolkit. We're giving it away free to celebrate the launch of our first live cohort. So if you haven't grabbed yours yet, do it now. Click the link in the description to get your free copy while it's still available. So no, look, I'm not saying that you need to give everything away to find peace, but you do need to know where enough actually lives for you. So build wealth, absolutely. That's what I say in this channel, but build it on purpose. Because if you don't define what enough means, then the world will sell you more forever, right? It's a little bit like that James Bond movie, The World Is Not Enough, right? So the richest life isn't the loudest one. It's the one that feels whole. At the end of the day, it's all about feeling. Like, the goal isn't just to have more zeros in a bank account. Right? I've been chasing this for a long time. It's fewer compromise. So what you should be asking is, what would I still do if nobody could see it, right? So it's not necessarily driving a Ferrari. It's not necessarily doing things where people on the outside could see. What would you do if nobody could see it? If you're building wealth because you want freedom, not flex, then consider subscribing for more videos just like this. And if you're ready to start your own freedom plan, that's what it's all about, then I've put together something for you down below. Because the goal isn't just to get rich. It's to stay human while you do it.